I'm Pedro Andrade here with Christian Sierralta, and today we're going to be talking about what makes this new Latin American traveler and market so appealing to the rest of the world. Christian, thank you so much for being here. I got to ask you, what do you think sets the Latin American traveler apart from other travelers?
Well, Pedro, thank you for having me here. I think that the number one thing that makes them different is the culture. Obviously, they have their own cuisine, unique cuisine. They have their own patterns of how they like to travel. They're more last minute. You know, they travel in packs, families. But then that is evolving. And in reality, what you see when we think about Latin America market as consumer, well, you know, it's been changing and it's been ever evolving, and you have now different markets like Brazil, you have Colombians, you have the Mexicans, you have the Argentinians, you have smaller markets like Peru, Ecuador that are up and coming. So really there's a big difference. When you look at South America or Latin America, you're looking at micro markets everywhere. And
do you have any advice for brands that want to attract this specific traveler?
Well, you know, I think that if a brand is seeking or has the personality of the active and adventure traveler, then Brazil would be perfect. Brazilians are now more looking into traveling to different destinations that are not just the shopping destination per se. Although there are two micro markets within Brazil, you have more of the Sao Paulo and the southern part of Brazil, which is more of a more mature traveler, and then you have the north and central Brazil that are looking more of the shopping and different kind of traveler altogether. But I think that brands like, for example, safaris, operators that are looking for Africa, Australia, New Zealand, destinations that are more focused on the activity and the experiential will definitely benefit out of Brazil. Another one would be, I think, the Argentinians. Argentinians are like that as well, although I do see them as more a smaller market when it comes to this particular destinations.
Now we're talking about the travelers, so now let's flip the coin and talk about the places that you think are going to be booming in the future.
Well, I think Colombia. Colombia is one of the biggest economies now in Latin America. It's been one of the it has experimented with one of the highest growth in the economy, and so I believe that, you know, and more important, they're not like the other markets where, you know, the economy is focused in one city. There are 5 cities that are very similar in terms of their GDP, and so it is amazing. Because, you know, it's not just one market, but it's many markets within Colombia.
When it comes to the countries, is there one specifically that you feel like is misunderstood, misrepresented, or people just don't give the value it's got?
I think it continues to be Brazil.
Yeah.
People seek, you know, a lot of opportunity, or businesses like ours, suppliers, we look at Brazil as one big market, and it is so far from the truth. I think Brazil is a lot of micro markets, certainly south versus north, and that's very typical. But even in the north, there is still a lot of diversity, just like in the south, you know, from Porto Alegre to Sao Paulo to Rio, you know, they are very different. I'll give you a perfect example. You know, we invest heavily in marketing in Brazil. And anytime we invested in the newspaper, Cariocas, people from Rio, react better because apparently they have more time to read than in Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo, you know, when we do newspaper ads, it just doesn't work as well.
Any expectations for this year's ILTM?
Well, the highest. You know, there's so many things going on. I mean, with everything that happened with Mexico and the earthquake, there's a big contingency of Mexican travel agents here today, and I applaud them for their courage to come and see they're taking on the day as a new day, leaving stuff behind and coming here to do business in behalf of their clients. So I think, you know, when you look at also Brazil with all the political issues that they're having, and they're relentless, they are here, you know, we see a lot of other markets. So I think it's just a fabulous opportunity to do business with.
And are you going to be at ILTM Latin America?
Absolutely. That I wouldn't miss. I was there from day one, and I saw the writing on the wall. It was just very new when it started, and it just has grown tremendously. And I like the fact that now they're diversifying and bringing more markets, not just Brazil as being, you know, the #1 market, but I think the way they're going forward with bringing other markets under one roof is fantastic.
Well, I'll see you there. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed this conversation.
Thank you, Pedro.
Thank you.